Hey, what's up, guys? Sami again here. Let's continue. I've made that last video, but still I'm not be able to upload it. No internet connection. And just let me take a look what we done in last video. فكايك. I want to talk about dependencies and dependency management. When I'm talking about dependence, and if you hear the word depend and what it says, a dependency, and it's something. For example, I'm showing you a good example here. If my program's running, it say our class or our method or our things, it's depend on other class, and with other word, it's like a chaining. Simple word, okay? And what's the good example of? If you take a look here, we have here, let me check it. I had here in my JPA, I have here employee service, okay? I want to make a good example of dependencies, because that's really you see too much in modern web applications. As you see here, we have to deal with entity manager and entity manager factory, okay? I want now to use to inject our entity manager factory instance, okay? As you see here, I have here a simple class. What I'm doing, I'm going to comment them, disable them, and now here, as you see here, this is our constructor, okay? Let me do something else, and what it's mean, we are passing our entity manager here in our constructor, but we don't want that. I'm going to comment this also, and I'm going also here comment this, and let's begin. I have here employee service class, and it's a type of stateful, because it's too many things. Stateful, those multiple things, and we get a red line here, doesn't matter. And here I'm saying, okay, I have here a persistence unit, as you saw there, okay? And our persistence unit, as you see here, say okay, it say you see it here, okay? And we want to use it as inject it to our class, okay? And what I'm going to do here, let me see ours here, and I'm saying that if I'm not wrong, persistence unit, let me see, unit, not units, persistence unit. And what I'm saying here, I say unit name, yeah, okay, employee service. Sometimes your unit somewhere else in other package, and you have to give right path for, okay? And now I'm saying here private entity manager factory, entity manager factory. I'm saying entity manager factory, okay? and here I have something else, private entity manager. Private entity manager as EM, okay. And now I'm saying here like this, for example, add and post construct. I say void init is initialize it to run it one time here, and I say em is equal to emf dot create entity manager. The entity manager factory for a persistence unit is not used as often in the Java EM because injected entity managers are easier to acquire and use. And as you see here, there are several types of injection: setter injection, constructor injection, and other one I forgot. Okay. And now, you see that this is the way how we inject something. Exactly, we are working here with instance of our entity manager factory. Okay, and that's also not what I want to show you. And now I want to do, what's this, man? I want to do something else. Okay, let me see here in our POM XML. Let me see here. It's good. Actually, if I had internet connection, I had to make a new project. But okay, let's see what we want to talk. Okay, this is a basic one, and now let's imagine we want to do something else. Okay, I want to talk about Object Relational Mapping, ORM, if I'm not wrong. Let me see. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, I want to talk about Object Relational Mapping. And what's that? If you close your eyes and just hear what I'm saying, Object Relational Mapping. What's that? For example, I have two classes, one employee and one address. Okay? Our employee has also an address. It say this is a type of a relational mapping. It has to face and deal with our database. With other words, we have to manage it here to sorry guys, object ORM, object relational mapping. Okay, I'm talking a little bit about here. With other words, the topic of ORM usually includes everything from how the object state is mapped to the database, columns, and how to issue queries across the object. Okay, that's all, and it happened to Hibernate automatically. We want so easiest way. And let me again open a paint file. Sorry. what I'm doing here, I'll say here, hey baby, who is it? Okay, I'm painting 3 containers. I say containers and name it whatever you want. Okay, here, what I'm saying here, I say here, is our, I say that it's object, class, services, and those things, and so on. And here at the end, we have our database. As before, you know that when we are talking about those things, we have to face with database. Okay, and here between those two, here happening mappings. It here happen mappings. Just JPA. I mean, here in this middle of container. And now how it's work? How it's work? That's a good question. Let me eat a little bit. Yes. Okay. But how we can make it and how we can okay. Let's do this. Panecook. I have here employee class. Let me check it. I have here ID private. I say that private, for example, this timeline. Guys, how can I get internet? Because I want to show live. I don't like to use localhost. Okay, and then name, salary, getter, setter. I'm going to look what I'm doing. I remove this because constructor I use it later. Okay, 3 fields, variable, declaration, and I need here just setter and getter. And for that thing, I'm clicking there. I say, hey, setter, getter, where are you? Come on, baby. Okay. This is I've made an entity, and here, what the hell is that? Not seeing anything. Popa. Here is just an entity. Okay, this is field access. Okay, you see that when we are using your our ID here, we are saying that it's a field access. Okay, but what's that? I say this. Okay, take this. You see this. This is field injection. Okay, field access, and with other word, I'm saying here. Okay, you saw that. I make here other class, or no, not other class. I'm doing here because, okay, as you see here, I annotate my ID, long ID here, and that's why I say we want to use field access. But if change this annotation, because you know that when I'm using ID, it's a type of primary. Okay, and it say the ID, this field is our primary. Okay, and now if remove this annotation, okay, and if I remove that annotation, and if I'm using in my getter as get ID, and how I'm using that, I say, hey, here is my ID. Okay, this is property access, you know, because you don't know what is coming. When property access node is used, the same contract as for Java Beans applies. What I mean, and there must be getter and setter methods for the persistence properties. The type of property is determined by the return type of the getter method and must be the same as the type of a single parameter passed into the setter method. Both methods must have either public or protected. Thus, no private is or public or protected visibility. The mapping annotation for a property must be on the getter method because setter ignored. Okay, and now this is also an example of in this example the employee class has an ID annotation on the get ID. Okay, so the provider will use property access to get and set the state of the entity setter method that exists for them and will be mapped to the name, salary, columns respectively. Okay, no, yeah, that's it, and now let me see if I'm not wrong, guys. We have something else, and we are saying that's a mixed access. That's not a field access, not property, not property access, and it's just a mixed access. And what's that? That's a good question. Okay. When we are talking about mixed access, it's also possible to combine field access with property access within the same entity. Okay, with other words, we can use it, mix it, both of them in one class. Okay, but actually this will not be very common, you know that, but be careful. For example, when okay, let me use a combined access, they say that, or mixed access. What I'm saying, okay, here employee don't like you. Okay, look, easy. What the hell is that? Okay, employee, and now is for sure an entity, and you see here we want to use our class as mixed or combined. And what I'm saying here, I'm saying access annotation, and it has property access type. I say that access type field. Okay, field, the first one from till now. Okay, and now I'm saying that, for example, I have here a final string. I say that public static because I want to use it everywhere. Final is never changed. Type of a string, and the name local, for example, area code, and is equal to, for example, 7. Okay, that's a static final variable. And now I'm saying that I have here private line ID, and if I'm using ID annotation, you know that it's just field access. Here is field access. We are talking about field access. Okay, and now let me make another private string lob a string phone number. Ça va? Okay. And here, if I'm using transient here, transient and wait, okay, just see what it say. It say here when you want look, we use here field access, but when I'm using, if I'm not wrong, when I'm using transient, I say that hey, ignore this. When you want to make connection or when you want to find something there, just ignore it, ignore phone number. And let me continue, and I'm talking about a little bit more. And what I'm doing here, I'm using setter and getter for my those two fields, those ID and phone number. Here we are getting and setting them here. This one, nope, just setter and getter for our let me do it like this. Okay, set ID, get ID, get ID, set ID, get phone number, sets phone number. Okay, and now let's continue. Okay. And now imagine this is our class and we want to save this data in our database, but I'm saying I'm making other method. As you know, a method should be public or protected. I make this times a protected a string. I want to make a method get, for example, phone number database. Ça va? And here I say that this is just a method. Okay, now here guys, get phone number. I'm making first my conditions here. I say that if a phone number phone number, yes, if our phone numbers dot length is for example equal to 10, after that return phone number. You say our number should be okay, and else return local where is it, local area code plus phone number. Okay, and I'm closing it, but it's just a simple method. If I'm now saying here, hey boy, access, and I'm saying here access type dot property, and I have other annotation. I want to say column, and the name of that would be phone, for example. Okay, phone. In our database, the name gonna be phone column. Okay, and now I get that telephone number. Now let's about set. Hey guys, if you take a look, we have here access field type. Okay, here we have property, you see, and the differences you see that. Wait me to make another protected void method, otherwise just returning nothing. I say set phone number for database, and here just I'm passing num. What's that? Camel case. Okay, I have here string num as parameter, and here like before I have another condition. I say num dot start with is just static method. If that start with local our variable there, and then what should you do? What should I do? I know you IntelliJ. You say that number dot substring num dot substring 3. You say begin from third one, because here area code it should 3 digit or something like that, and you have to begin from 4th digit to get the phone number, not area code. Okay, and now this is just purely field and property, and else here let me I have here 3, and I say that come on here else phone number is equal to num. I'm closing it, and now here you see we have here a class, and we used all type of access. Field access, if you take a look here, field access, this is our field access. We have also property access, and here is the mix. What is say? I'm telling you. Let's now talk about this. If you take a look good, I have here 2 methods. It's one get number from our database, and here set phone number to the database. See, this is property, and this is just a method, and this one, when we want to save it, it's ignore the phone number. And that's actually you can use a mixed type of access, and yeah, this is all about access. Okay, and let me see what we have to face off next, and that's nothing more and mean just that headache. God damn it. Okay, if I take that, it's just headache for me whole week. Okay, and now let's see. If there is a question, you can all time you can ask me in the comment or yeah. Okay, and now I want to talk about mapping to a table. Just wait a moment. Now. Okay. Let's me to talk about mapping to a table. In the previous chapters, what we talked about, you've heard about entity, IDs, and those things. Okay. And now, for example, I have here a class. And normally we should we have a notation as a table. Okay, when we are using a table annotation, it say we want, if we are not using this, just entity Hibernate, it's going to make a table there with the name of our class if we pass nothing here. But sometimes maybe we have already employee table there, and we don't want to conflict between them. Maybe you work for a company and they are using, yes, too many database, and you are not be able to use it what you want. Okay, and you say, okay, hey guys, we want to save this class employee in our database, for example, with other name, we want to pass other name, we want something else, and it's really easily cheers. Okay, and it's really easily to do that. If I'm using a table annotation, and here I'm saying, hey, Hibernate, the name of this class in our database should be, for example, amp. Okay, and when we run this program, this class, this entity is saved to our database, but the table that made is not employee but amp. Okay, and it's mapping to a table, we say that. And if we don't use this as default, Hibernate use fields. Never forget fields, employee, and it make ID table, clone, a phone number. Okay, and that's as a default. That's happening as a default. Okay, but the table annotation provides the ability to not only the name and just more things. We can set schema also. Schema, and it's just schema. For example, schema. I say that, hey baby, a scheme, and for example, HR. When we use schema, the schema name will be appended to the table name when the persistence provider goes to the database to access to the table. Okay, in this case, in our case, HR scheme will be prepared to the our amp table each time the table is accessed. Okay, good. Okay, guys, let me see how long we are busy. 30 minutes, and still I have the last video, and that's why I'm going to close it right now. And let me see what I'm doing. First I have to upload them and take a look. And next subject is going to be mapping simple types. Okay, and guys, have a nice day and see you guys in the next video.